Hey guys, what's going on? It is Broken Nose Vlogs here. Now before I start, I did want to point out I have tried to make some adjustments to where I've been placing some things. I've tried to make things a little bit more interesting. I added some of my Star Wars stuff over here, moved my channel sign over here, so I'm just kind of moving stuff around. The reason for that is I just wanted to make it a little bit nicer to look at. The other thing I did is I did some adjustments to the actual sort of recording, right? So I've taken a look at like the color range that I was using. I looked at some of the encoding options and things like that, and hopefully I have made a better sort of output. So hopefully the end picture and everything looks and sounds a lot better than it used to. Not what I'm here to talk about, really. I just wanted to point that out. It's been a month since I've posted anything, actually, and there's a couple reasons for that. The biggest reason being the weather. Out here in my side of the country, it's been fairly hot. We've had some like extreme weather warnings and things like that when it comes to our weather. We've been in the 90s, some places hundreds. It's just pretty hot, a little gross. As a matter of fact, the place where I'm in, this house, gets to the point where I can come home in the evening and it's still 90 degrees inside of this house, and that's sometimes when I leave the back door open even to let like air in and out to hopefully stabilize. So it has been kind of a little gross, and it's gotten to the point where I don't even leave my girls at home, my two dogs. They are actually being dog sat by a friend of mine because I would never ever in my life ever leave them, even with water or something like that, in a place where it gets this hot. And outside is no better because when they sunbathe, they overheat even more. Flat-faced dogs just unfortunately don't do well in the heat. So I do what I can to make them comfortable as well. So that's been the biggest reason. The other reason is when it comes to tech and things like that, I really haven't found anything interesting to talk about. I mean, sure, I could talk about things like the steam machine or, the goings on in the news and stuff like that about the tech, like the prices of the components going up and things like that. There's plenty of people that do that. And honestly, do you really want to hear about that? Do you really want to hear about how, everything's becoming more expensive? And in terms of computer upgrades, right? The 5700X 3D 4070 build is done, unless I want to go get a 5800X 3D, which I don't see the point. This PC, the 12400 4060 build that was originally the Stepmania PC, which I'll talk about some of the streaming and stuff later, but this PC, I don't really see me having to do anything else. The 12400 is still a pretty good 6-core CPU. I've actually been pretty impressed by it. The 4060 is a champ, low power consumption champ. This PC is done. It was overkill for Stepmania, but it's good for when I want to try and stream. I actually have this even more fine-tuned, but this PC is done, right? So the only other PC there's two other PCs that I had built. I had a 5700X with a 2070. I had given that to one of my coworkers. They haven't even powered that thing on. It's been over a year. The only other PC I have, there was one other person I made a PC for. It is a 12490F that had an RTX 2060 Super in it. Now, a coworker of mine, my boss, donated a EVGA GTX 1080 For the Win 2, which is a tier down below their much more popular For the Win 3 series. In terms of its condition, it looked great. I was actually really impressed. The GTX 1080 looked mint. Had a lot of RGB on it, and I reached out to the person who I had built the 12490F build for, and I was like, hey, are you happy with your system? And they go, well, do you have anything else that you could put in there to add more lighting? The 2060 Super that I had originally gotten them was an MSI, and then switched it out to an Asus model, which had a small sliver of RGB. I showed them how much the EVGA 1080 sort of lights up because it's got a lot of RGB. It's got it on the sides, got it on the bottom. They were very impressed because this PC is definitely style over substance. So they would out of their way and asked if I could swap in the 1080 for the 2060, which I did. I don't have a problem doing that, and now they have a PC that they're even more happy with. The PC that I built them is much more of a office PC that they just wanted to look cool. So this 1080 is not going to negatively affect them in any way. As a matter of fact, I also had a kit of Corsair Vengeance LED, not RGB, but LED DDR4 RAM, and I ended up installing that into their system too. It kind of lights up blue, and so that blue RAM sort of ties everything together. You have all the lighting, you have the graphics cards, you have the fans, you have the CPU cooler and the RAM. They all have lighting, they all look nice together, and it's a nice little package. And for them and what they needed for, it works great. So I took the 2060 Super back, which is fine because I do have something in the works. We are probably a ways off on it, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So for all the PCs that I have built, I don't really see any needs for upgrading. My two PCs are fine. The 12490F build, that person is happy with what they have, and the 5700X 2070 build hasn't ever been powered on since I had created it. So I'm not even sure what that person's going to think about that system when they power it on. But like I said, the weather has been a big reason why I haven't really done anything. The other reason is that I haven't really found anything interesting. I do work very close to Micro Center in the city of Tustin, and I have not found anything really interesting when it comes to things to purchase, because I've done that quite a bit on this channel where I will buy things that are on, you know, low priced or clearance, like my Ceramonic mic that I'm using on this system. I got that thing for $15, $17 with the parts that I had to use to put it back together when it was an $80 microphone. I have purchased a variety of other things like mice, like the Model O Golden Panda up here, which I haven't really talked about, and that might be something I do in the future. I mean, there is quite a few things that I've purchased from Micro Center that I've done little bits on this channel for, and lately I haven't really found anything. As a matter of fact, the last time I went to Micro Center, they were selling Pokemon cards. So, but that was the only exciting thing that I saw at Micro Center. They haven't had anything, you know, on clearance that I was really interested in recently. So because of that, I haven't really had any ideas for any of like my, you know, oh, look at this cool budget thing that I found at Micro Center, because there really hasn't been anything. And this kind of bleeds over into even my streams. So I do stream on Twitch, and I do a once a week session where I play Stepmania, or used to be Stepmania, then it turned into ITG Mania, and now it's Dead Sync. Long story short, it is a Dance Dance Revolution clone. With how the weather has been this past month, if I do it, I've been streaming very late at night, somewhere between 9 and 10 p.m. to start, when I have to get up like 5 or 6 in the morning the next day. I only play for like an hour and a half. The most recent stream that I did on Twitch for this was actually the longest that I've done in a minute. I did a 2-hour stream, and I did over 30 songs. So I was very proud of myself for that, because the weather is starting to calm down. So I am starting to get back into the groove of things. And speaking of Twitch, I will talk about this too, because I am going to finally move a couple things over to Twitch. For those of you who may have come from my YouTube gaming channel, which was Broken Nose Gaming, same name as the Twitch channel that I have right now, even though they do two entirely different genres of games. I used to live stream on YouTube as well. I haven't done it in a really long time, but I am going to move the live streaming over to Twitch. There's going to be a second Twitch channel called Broken Nose Unrated. That's going to be a variety channel. I want to play all sorts of games, right? Like, I have a very large backlog of games. I want to play them and I want to stream them. I don't care if they're popular or not, right? I just want to have fun and do it. I have never in my life told myself that I'm going to make money on any of these things that I do. I do this as a hobby. I do it as something to do and, you know, get my thoughts or whatever out on random things that I find interesting or I am passionate about. So this is never about money. You know, I'm out here to just have fun. So this other channel, Broken Nose Unrated on Twitch, is going to be that. Now I'm going to kind of make a U-turn and go back to a topic that I had talked about a little bit, where I said I had some things, and that was those PC parts. Currently, no, I do not have any official active builds going on. I do have one prospective build that I am working on for someone. It's another one of my coworkers. A while back, I had a Alienware Alpha R2, or as I like to call it, like the precursor to the Steam Machine, right? Well, I gave them that computer, and it's been nice, but they do wish they'd have something a little more powerful, because let's be honest, a GTX 960 and a i7 6700T are not the most powerful components in the world, and that thing does get hot. It does require, I want to say it probably requires more constant maintenance than a regular PC, because it's all blower fans and it's all gonna kind of dry out pretty quick when it comes to the thermal paste. So I am planning a build for this person. Now, of course, one of the parts is definitely going to be that RTX 2060 Super that I had pulled from that previous build, where it literally only has that little strip of RGB on there. The person I'm building this for doesn't really mind that as much as they'd rather have performance. And when I told them about things like DLSS, the encoding, because they are talking about doing streaming, Turing is at least better than Pascal, so there is that. Originally, I was thinking about giving them a 12100F that I had in inventory. I can't find it for some reason. The 12100F is actually what came before the 12400F that's in the Stepmania PC. I don't know where it went, but we got lucky again. I had an entire PC essentially donated to me. It was a Dell Inspiron little mini desktop. It had a 10400 in it, which told me it didn't have a graphics card, which I could also tell because it only had a 200 watt power supply inside of it. So I gutted what I could out of there. Whoever had this PC before it was donated to me, unfortunately did take the RAM and the storage out of there, which I'm not surprised. When I popped the CPU out of the socket though, I did find that there was definitely some pin damage in that motherboard. Granted, I wasn't going to use it anyway, but I think that's the reason why that person had decided to gut that PC. So I had a 10400. I was not in possession of a motherboard that was 10th, 11th gen. The last one that I had sold off some time ago with an 11600. So we were out on a motherboard. Luckily, the person who I am building this for decided to purchase a motherboard for me, and right now the whole system is set up. It's this little thing right here. So we have our 10400 in here. This is an Asus, what is it called? Asus EX B560M V5. From what I've been told, these are called like Expedition motherboards. These are apparently intended for PC cafes. They are more of a durable PC build system than they are a feature-rich or sort of nice-looking PC build. Granted, I'm not super excited over the fact that there are no heat sinks on the VRMs, as we can see, but the 10400 is a pretty low wattage, low power consumption chip, so I'm not terribly worried about it. I did decide and recommended them to look for a B560 board because the RAM, which we will talk about, is going to be overclockable, so to speak. If you would stay with a B460 board, I think you're locked in at 2666. I have 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3000 RAM that I have had sitting on standby, because originally I was looking at building a Linux PC. That was actually one of the projects I was thinking about doing. But when my coworker approached me and said, hey, would it be possible, could we maybe build a better PC? And I said, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have them be hands-on with this PC build versus me just doing it by myself, because I want to get them as much experience as possible. That's what I have for the time being. What are we missing? Well, we're missing a CPU cooler, we're missing a power supply, we're missing a case, and we're missing storage. I have a shopping list for them that I have given them when it comes to what they want, and I've kind of like priced out, you know, where we can get it from. Micro Center's an option, Newegg's an option. We're just kind of looking around, seeing what would be the best bet for them, best bang for their buck. We have the beginnings of this PC build, and I definitely will probably do a video on this PC once it is built and once I have it all set up, because I have actually never built 10th gen. That's here nor there. This is going to be a project for my coworker. I'm hoping they will get some use out of it and they will enjoy it, but that is one of the projects that I have coming up for PC builds, at least, is I will be doing a 10th gen build, and this is going to be their first like real computer. So that's what's been going on behind the scenes, sort of, when it comes to what I've been working on for this channel. It's not that I don't want to post anything, it's just I don't feel like there's a lot going on for me to post anything. There are things that I have that are sort of in motion, that are either going to be coming soon, that are going to be deployed very soon, like the Twitch channel, or hopefully will show up on this channel when I get ready to do the 10th gen build for my coworker here. Outside of that, there's not a whole lot going on, and I really haven't found anything else to sort of like tinker around with, which is why there's been such a lack of updates. But yeah, that's just all the stuff that's going on. And like I said, if you visit here from my gaming channel, be on the lookout for the new gaming channel, which is going to be called Broken Nose Unrated. It's going to be a Twitch channel, so we'll do streams over there, and hopefully I'll have some more variety going on, because I know not everybody's interested in rhythm gaming. That is a very niche community, and I have a lot of games that I'd like to play and broadcast. But anyways, I am going to end the video. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you decided to watch the whole video, thank you. I'm sorry that you probably are bored now, but thank you. I will hopefully have some more stuff coming up on one of the two channels. Like I said, the weather's getting better, so hopefully we'll start seeing some more content coming on these channels. Anyways, until I catch you guys in the next video, though, take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.